Welcome in, everyone. I want to thank you for joining me today. I'm Taffany, and this is Tika's Gardens. And today I am going to give you a holiday tour inside of the house and the porch here so you can see what I did for my 2025 holiday decor. As you can see on the porch here, I went with rich burgundy as my accent color, and I love it. Inside of the house, I went with more earth tones, neutrals, browns, and beiges and creams, that kind of stuff, with green as my accent color. I thought about doing green out here, but I didn't think it would show up too well being outside with all of the greenery, in addition to now having green bows and things like that. So I went with the burgundy, and I really love it. It is so pretty, and it's the perfect pop of color out here. But what I did for the outside here for the porch is I have garland around the outer perimeter of my door and side panel windows. And there are 3 garlands that make up this whole arrangement. They are all 12 feet long. Well, actually, there's 4 garland total. So let me tell you what I have. I have a 12-foot garland here, 12-foot along the top, and I have a second garland to thicken up the top. And the second garland is just plain, nothing on it. My regular garland here, as you can see, has pine cones and these deep, rich berries on it as well. And then this outer part over here is a 12-foot long piece, and they kind of drape the floor. I'm going to give you a close-up look so you can see everything after we kind of go through what's out here. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that I have a hack for hanging garlands so that you don't have to put holes in your brick. So if you are someone who has a brick house, or doesn't matter, brick or not, if you do not want to have holes put into your material, you can use C-clamps. That is what I chose to use. There's a flying lesson going on, so just, bear with me. I'm near a private airport, so that's always going on. But anyway, I use C-clamps, and I have a video where I demonstrate and explain how I use the C-clamps to hang the garland, and I will put that video here, and I will put a link in the description box so you can go back and take a look at that if you're interested, or you can go over to my Instagram and you will see a video there of how I did it as well. You go back to 2024 holiday season and you'll find that clip there. But that is how I hung the garland. I have the C-clamps up top. Last year I put some C-clamps on the bottom, on the outer parts of these rims, but I chose not to do that this year. I decided to just let the garland drape and, hang and drape down. So that's what I did with that. My wreath is my favorite on this porch. It is a Bethlehem Lights wreath, and I got it from QVC. This wreath has any kind of feature you could ever possibly imagine, but I decorated it with picks. Let me get one out here. So I have these picks, which I got from Hobby Lobby, and I have these frosted pine cone picks, which I got off of Amazon. The wreath itself is a plain evergreen wreath, so I can decorate it any kind of way I want to. Each season I can give it a different look. And this year I chose to put a burgundy bow on it that has a little bit of a glittery look to it, and I love that bow. It's so pretty, and it is the perfect pop of color to kind of put some traditional color on the porch. And then that color from these berries and the bow, you can also find in the berries on the garland. And you can find the burgundy here with the poinsettias. And then, of course, I add my neutrals with the white mums here. So we've got our red and white Christmas with touches of green. I've got these evergreens, which stay out year round. But for the holidays, I get to decorate them with lights. Or I could put picks in here, anything I want. This year I used lights. And the evergreens are 3 feet tall. So I really try to do my holiday decorating this year without purchasing anything. But I did purchase the bow, that's new this year. I've got lights in the garland, which is new this year, and I have a timer, which you will see when I give you a close-up look. So that's all that I purchased that's new. I got 3 bows, and that's those same bow right here is the bow that I put on my large wreaths that are on each side of me here on the house on the wall, which you'll see when we step back and you'll get a full view of everything. But I really love this porch decoration. It is not over the top, overdone. It is elegant and it is simply stated, but it definitely says holiday season. So this is so perfect. But let me give you a close-up of everything here, and you'll get to see the timer that I got. I'll put a link for that below as well. I'll try to put a link for all of the things that I can in this tour that I could possibly put down. But yeah, that is my front porch decor. We are going to go in the house and take a look at my dining room, family room, and entryway and kitchen. This year, it's a rare look. I very rarely record the inside of my house. I may just do my family room, but I very rarely show my a large number of rooms in the house. But this year I am going to do that. So I hope you guys enjoy the tour as we go in. But let's get a close-up look at everything and get a look at the 2 large wreaths on the side before we head into the house. All right, guys. Well, now that you've gotten a good look at the outside, let's head inside so you can see what everything looks like inside. I'm excited to show everything to you. So come on, let's go. Well, guys, right now we are here in my entryway, and the very first thing you see when you walk in is this gorgeous Christmas tree. Look at this. I love this tree. I didn't think I would. So this is a Bethlehem Lights tree. For those of you who are familiar with the company, you know they started out as a company who was pretty much all commercial. They decorated downtowns and stores and mostly, you know, outdoor stuff. So when you would go into towns and you'd see all the pretty Christmas decorations and things like that, they were the company that did that for many years. And then they transitioned into providing a line for the public, and they sell that through QVC. And so they have wreaths and trees and things like that. And I think probably Bethlehem Lights and Balsam Hills are probably 2 of the best tree companies. Bethlehem Lights, is an innovator in a lot of the different lighting techniques. They hold the patents and things for a lot of things in the industry. A lot of people don't know that, but nonetheless, I have one of their trees. I wanted the real tall one, like a 12-foot, but I didn't have the budget for that. And they sold out of a lot of things by the time I finally made my mind up to get something. And what they had left was only the flocked tree. I originally wanted the blue cypress. But now that I have the flocked tree, I really do like it. And it does drop some, but not as bad as other trees. I've had one other flocked tree in the past, and it dropped a lot. This doesn't drop as much. I really like it. It is a 7-foot tall tree. It has multiple different lighting functions. It has warm white, which is what it's on now, pastels, multi. It has flashing. It has steady, as you can see. Oh my goodness, it has so many different patterns that you can use. And you can use the remote, or you can turn the tree on and off with the foot pedal. The foot pedal is right down here. As you can see, it's just a little push button. I just put the tree out, so it's not decorated yet. My husband and I usually do that together, so we'll get that done. But I wanted to show you the tree. And down below, this is a blanket, actually. It is a white velvet blanket that I got from Ross. It's like a velvety fleece, more velvety like than a fleece, but it feels so soft. You want to lay under it. But I put that around the bottom. I do have one of those tree skirts that's like in a rattan type of fabric, but this year I decided to just use the blanket. So you walk in, and here's this gorgeous Christmas tree just staring you in the face. And I love this tree. And the decor is going to be similar to what we did last year, pretty much staying with neutral colors, nothing flashy or fancy. So that is the Christmas tree that we have. I got it last season, and yeah, I'm loving it. I think this tree will probably last long enough to be passed on to the next generation. But also, when you're standing in the entryway, you also get a really good view of our entryway table. So let's take a look at that next. All right, so as we head over here to our entryway table, I have just a really simple setup. That is how most of this year's decorating is, really simple. That's how I am for the most part. I try to stick with more seasonal style decor with a few pieces that say Christmas out. So when the holiday is over, I can pull those few pieces out, but the decor, the majority of it can still stay. I have this bowl here that I grew up with as a child. It was my mom's bowl, and I haven't had it out in years. So I pulled it out, and I put some pine cones in it, and it is like this abstract kind of glaze on it, on the glass. It's really pretty, and it's green, so it gives the hint that green is the color I'm going with this year. A lot of greens and creams, you'll see. And I didn't want to spend much money on anything this year. So I am using the florals that I could find. So I have this greenery here in a vase that I got from Ross. This table came from Hobby Lobby, and I was in Hobby Lobby actually a week ago, and I did see this table on display, so they do still have it. This table I plan on moving into the front room, which is going to be turned into a sitting room. And I want to get something that has more of a modern look that will match the decor style of the house as it's been transitioning. But for now, this is what I have, and this is what I'm using. So we've got the bowl with pine cones. We've got the vase here with some pretty greenery. And down here on the bottom, this is where it's really pretty. I've got these snowball looking flameless candles. These are so pretty. So I have two of these, one on each side. This is a centerpiece display with candles in this on the stands in the center, and then I have a white deer which I got from Hobby Lobby. The centerpiece is really basic, and it's almost like a dog with no hair. It's very, very sparse, not much in it. So I typically just make it match the season by sticking in picks for that season. So I have picks in here to represent, winter. So we've got a simple display there, a floral arrangement, and just a bowl with pine cones. It's enough to tell you that it's winter, but at the same time gives you a hint that it is Christmas without going overboard. So that is my entryway decor. Very simple, basic, and I may show you later once the tree is decorated, but I did just kind of want to show you what's going on so far for Christmas. The next thing is my dining room. So let's head into the dining room now. So we are here in my dining room, and we're going to start with probably this wreath right here. This is a wreath that I made. These are like different pieces that I just kind of had in a bin that I put together. I made this maybe 2-3 years ago now. And then the bow, this ribbon I got from Amazon, and I made that bow and just put it on the wreath. So it's basic. It does not have anything really specific on it. It is 2 different kinds of eucalyptus. So I kept that very simple. And then I did a long display on the table. All right, so here, looking at the table, I have this long display. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I typically just kind of have a floral and maybe a couple candles, and that's it. But I decided to give this a try. So here on the table, this is a collection of different candles. And the candles are flameless and a combination of those with the faceted candles. And the faceted candles are on cute little stands with candle rings around them. And the garland is stuffed with these picks that are real feel picks. So it's a combination of garland and picks along the length of the table, along with some candle holders there with holly leaves and pine cones. The center has this gorgeous green hurricane, and everything is just so pretty. I'm very pleased with this look, and I may have to try it again. So now let's head over and take a look at the serving tray. Okay, so here at the serving table, what I have is just some basic greenery florals here, the majority of which came from Hobby Lobby. I have a couple pieces that came from Michael's. The vase came from Hobby Lobby as well. I'm sure a lot of you've probably seen it. You have those black vases. From Michael's, I have this cute little pie candle, which I think it was just so cute, pecan pie. The plating here are 3 different sets actually. I have this set with the Christmas trees on it. I have this green set, which is Temptations, and then I have a basic white set, no design or anything on it. So I've got that combination going on there. But the fun part is down here below on the bottom shelf. So here we have a little girl. This actually lights up, and it actually comes in a cloche, but I took it out of the glass and off of its stand, and I put it here. I've got this fuzz material here to represent snow. I've got trees. I've got the little angel with the deer in the midst, and Tika is loving the little girl here, right here, putting her letter to Santa in the mail. It says Merry Christmas. And then this is a Harry Slatkin candle holder. It's like a hurricane. And you can put your candle in there, whatever scent you want. And it lights up the inside of the home. It's really cute. And it's got this snow detail and glitter, front door with the wreath, with trees. So we have this down here to give the Christmas scenery, but we have a nice basic, just winter setting in the room. So that is what I chose to do for the dining room. And the rest of the house is pretty much the same. It says Christmas, but it says winter at the same time. So let's head into the family room right now. All right, guys, we are now in my family room. And you'll kind of see as you get an overall view that it is also a basic setup. When I say basic, I mean the decor style is just kept simple, not overdone, not overstated. It's not this burst of color that's going to blind you. I do like seeing the traditional Christmases and stuff, but this year I've just felt like more calm decor. Nothing that raises your sensory levels too high. So just calming and elegant with some touches of color. And green is the touch that I chose for this year. So let's get Tika because she is not going to be quiet. Come here. Come here. Say hello to everyone. Yeah. Say hello. Say hello, my pretty. Yeah. Say hello, Tika. This to me is so pretty and so elegant, and I don't even know what other words for it, but I have these trees which I got from Hobby Lobby in the pots. These are the pots, some of the pots that I had from the front porch. I only had a few floral arrangements for the front porch, not enough to fill all the pots. So I brought them inside because I thought these little trees would look perfect in there. I've got this deer with the little bow on it. So cute. I love that. So I've got the deer in between the two trees here. And up top, I have a vase that I got from Home Goods. I actually have two of them. I have one here and one in the kitchen, which you will see. I've got some branches from the garden, and I've got some of my greenery florals here. I have a Bethlehem Lights swag here, and I stuck picks in it and little pine cone picks to give it a little more interest. And just like the tree and the wreath on the front door, it has all of the lighting settings as well. I have these two hurricanes, they're staggered, and then I have this greenery, and this greenery is so pretty. And believe it or not, I got this from Amazon. The little vase that it's in, I've had this vase for, I don't know, since the 90s. It was a nice stone color, almost similar to the color of this big vase here, but I painted it white to give it a fresh look. And it has sat on this end for the most of this year. And so I switched out my, summery greenery to a more wintry greenery. And then, of course, we've got stockings. So that is the fireplace setup. Okay, and this little vignette over here, this little corner, it's also one of my favorites. I took my shoes off because I don't like to wear my shoes on the carpet, but I love this corner. You can just lay here, read a book, relax. Oh my goodness. And I had a green pillow here, like the hunter green, Christmas green, and it did look good, but I decided to go more neutral and so that it matches the pillows on the sofa. So I have this pillow, and all of the pillows that I have in here I got from Amazon, by the way. And in this corner, I have this little tree, which I got from Hobby Lobby, and the twinkle lights. I have so many things that came with twinkle lights that I actually just took them all and put them like in a little bucket, container, storage container, and I can just pull them out and use them where I want. So I grabbed one and I put it here. I put the little bottom underneath here, and you can see I can control the settings. It has, this particular twinkle light has 8 settings of twinkle, and it's a warm white. So the trunk inside actually has blankets and pillows, so it's actually functional. It stores what we need for when we want to lay on the couch and cuddle. We can pull out a pillow or a blanket. And I also have on it some coasters for when we're drinking. I have, of course, the tree, and I have this little bowl here. Very gorgeous. I got the bowl from Ross. And in it, I have pine cones. Of course, all the pine cones came from my garden. And I have, these are actually ornaments that I put in here. They are snowball ornaments. So I have this bowl over here as well. So that gives us that winter feel, that, and holiday feel at the same time without being over the top. And then, of course, this corner always has this olive tree in it. You've seen it in past videos. So, yeah. And the other thing is the sofa. As I mentioned before, the pillow over there, I wanted it to match the pillows here, so it's a nice neutral look. And I'm out here quite a bit. I just love this room. And this carpet was new from the last time I gave you a tour, the fall tour actually, of our family room. And it really has brought the room together, and it feels so good, so velvety. But let's talk about this table display. So I have this greenery here, which is the same greenery that is in the pot up there on the mantle. So there's the greenery. I have a coaster set in here for our drinks. This is the cloche that actually goes on top of the little angel with the deer and trees that I have underneath the serving, on the second row of the serving tray in the dining room. So this is the cloche. I filled it with pine cones. And then I have a candle, and I have my little snuffer in here. So it's just a little simple basic display. And this is another bowl I got from Ross. It has moss balls in it and pine cones. The moss balls I got from Amazon, but the pine cones from my garden. So it's a nice simple display, and it actually says winter. When you look at this, it is really a nice setup. Again, simple, understated, but it makes its point. I really love that. All right, guys, so let's take a look at the art. Usually these pieces I switch out for the season. If you saw my last Christmas video last year, I have basically let me back up. So I have these frames, and I switch out the art. I pick out pictures that I like, and I have them printed. I usually just have them printed at like Walgreens or whatever. So that way I can switch out the prints. It doesn't take up as much storage as actual art pieces, and you can represent the season with your prints. I have some that are green with like snow and ice and leaves and all that nice, wintry. I decided to stay with these that I put up this fall when you saw that fall decor video. And I decided not to change them out. I think this can still work. And also because I live here in Texas, we don't quite get the winters. So, it makes sense. Plus it matches the art that I brought out from my bedroom matches it. So I chose to just stick with it. So I have 2 there and 2 pieces here. And they're all different, but yet give the same feel. So it keeps those brown and cream tones in the room, but yet you can still add your pops of color. So that is what I chose to do with the art. I did not change it out. I just kept what I brought out for fall for the winter. And I know for some people, you are looking, to doing the rids and all that. And I've done that before too, and I like all of it. It's just that this year I just decided to go really more neutral. Really, when you look at this display over here, for example, it almost has like this Scandinavian feel. So it's like winter in the mountains or something like that. So I guess I think that's a really good description for it. It's more like when you're thinking of winter in the mountains, or whatever. But I really like the direction. It's not over the top and everything like that. And most of what is out can still go through the winter. Everything here in this table display can work through the winter. Um, I have acorns, large acorns that are about this size, which you've probably seen in past videos, the fall video actually. It was sitting here with some other books. I'll probably just put that back, and when I take the ornament out, this can stay as it is. The little bird could stay there, or it could go, but this whole display could stay through the winter. The pillows, everything that's already out, can stay through the winter. But if I did choose to go ahead and bring out my pillowcases that say Christmas, the more green, I could still do that and add those pops of color in here. But we've got plenty of greens from our greenery. And so this room really comes together nicely for me. Some years you just want to be toned down and muted, and some years you want the traditional, go all out. And this is just my calm year. So now we are heading into the final room. That is the kitchen. All right, guys, so I am here in my kitchen. This room gets so much use that it rarely stays clean. It stays organized, definitely, but there's usually pots or something out. But you get a good view of the garden from the kitchen, from every room on this side of the house, obviously, and on the bottom floor. This is the door that we come into. This rug is always dirty. So if you're looking for a house where you're going to get a tour and it's just spotless, this isn't the one. Because we've been in and out even this morning. But yeah, my hair just keeps falling in my face. But this is where I come in. I have a bench here. This is where I'm able to sit down and take my gardening boots on and off. And, I didn't have a bench here before, and I fell a couple times trying to get my boots off, especially when they were new and nice and tight. So I thought a bench would help keep me from harming myself. So I have a bench right here at the entry to sit down and put your shoes on and off. You can slide them underneath, or we can store them in the closet up front there. On the bench here, I have some pillows. I did bring out a little bit of green to add to the fact that the bench is green. Our kitchen typically, usually, since we moved in, has always had green as its base decor. It is just since we painted the fireplace and redid our bathroom, that I brought in some of the browns. But I've always had the beige rugs and some type of green decor in here. This is a piece of art done by a family member, and he does a lot of commission work in the state of Mississippi. And this just kind of looks like my great grandfather's home and land where my mom grew up there. So yeah, I really love this piece. So I have this, and actually when we were in the dining room, the piece of art that was hanging over the serving cart, that was another piece that he did. And that piece is so unique because it's a painting, but he did it to make it look like it was drawn with a pencil. So he did it to make it look like it's a sketch drawing with a pencil, but it's an actual painting. It is so neat. So I'll stick a close-up clip of that here in the video. Anyway, you come into the kitchen. We have the bench here. We've got some art here. I have changed that out at times for something seasonal, but now that I have his art, that is staying. I love it. But then you get to the table, and I'm going to ask you to ignore the chairs because when I went on my trip to Aruba in June, Tika was not happy while I was gone, and she took it out on the chairs. So ignore that. But I love this table setting. If you look at this, it is another kind of more rustic look. So I guess you can kind of get an idea of what I like when you see this, because I really love this setting. I have these rattan place settings, and I have two different kinds. This one is different from this one. I didn't have enough of each one. Each set is only 4, so I've just kind of mixed them. And again, these are the same place settings that you saw in the dining room. I have the bowls with the trees. I have the pieces from the Temptations setting, and then I have the plain white as well. So I'm using 3 different sets to make up this table setting, and I'm using 2 different kinds of rattan placemats for that. In the center, I have this vase, and I've got greenery in it and eucalyptus. So I really love this. And then we did an unboxing for this last Christmas decorating season. This is my real feel wreath, and I need to fluff it a little bit better. But I have that up here in the window. So you can see the touches of green here with the natural tones of your browns, your creams, your tans. You even get some of the greenery and the other colors in the art. So I really love it. And then I also have over here, outside of Miss Tika's water bowl and everything down here, I have this piece of art from Hobby Lobby. And the curtains all came from Amazon. And you'll notice I did something different with these curtains. Let me show you. So these are white velvet, and they are in multiple rooms in the house, the family room, the dining room, and the kitchen. And I have these shears, and this makes, these shears are so compact that it's easy to open and close the curtains, you know, at night and in the morning. So I have those. But what I did for the center window, the 2 end windows have the same kind of curtains. I did a different shear for the center window. And the reason I did that was to give the center window a different look. So these shears are more, they're thicker and more hefty and weighty. So you still have the look of the white, but it gives it a little bit of a different feel for this window. So you know that this window kind of is stands out, is an important window. So that's what I did with the curtains. You know, kind of the same look, but kind of not. So that's my table setting. So as we come around this way, these are wreaths that I made myself. All 3 that you will see on the cabinets I made myself. These picks I got from Dollar Tree, actually. Ribbon from Amazon. So I made this little one, and I made this one up here. And these I actually just made this season so that I could put in the kitchen. The one that's in front of me, which you'll see in a minute, that I made like 3 years ago. But what I put on the center island is this large vase, which matches the one that is in the family room on the fireplace. I put ribbon around it, the green ribbon, which you've seen in multiple places, and it's got that little bow in front of it there. So let me come around this side. So I have this little bow here that you saw on the ornament up front. Here's the second ornament. They come in a pair. I got these from QVC, and I put a bow on this one as well. And when the holiday season is over, I have two of those gold acorns that you saw me put out for the fall. So as I said, I would put one out up front there. I'll put the other one here. Keep this display as is because it says winter. I can take the bows off, but you know, you have the basic display here. All right, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a look here. You'll notice the kitchen is minimalist as well. You know that Christmas is coming. You know that winter is coming, but it's not overly done. So I've got these towels here hanging, and let me give you a little tip. I saw these on Amazon, and then I was wandering through Ross, and I saw them. And of course, you know, they're going to be cheaper at Ross. So if you're looking for these Christmas tree towels before you order them on Amazon, I would say to check out Ross. If not, then Amazon is your other option. But I've got this green here, which brings in green into the room. And this is the other wreath that I made a few years ago. I was going to match those wreaths to this, but obviously that's not possible. This has leaves on it and other stuff. And I've put one of the bows on top as well. So as you can see, it still has kind of the same feel as the others, even though it's a different look. What also stands out, I'm sure to you, is this piece of art. I put this up here just recently. I had a collection called Seasons by Thomas Kincaid in here. And I really love that set, and it was hard for me to take it down, but I wanted to bring in some of the browns and creams to match the rest of the house. So I put this up here. So this is new, but pretty much everything else I already had. So again, the family room, pretty much everything I already had, other than sticks that I brought in from the garden. I literally did not have to buy anything up there. I used whatever Christmas decor I already had. Same for here. The greenery, everything, I already had that. The ornaments, I already had that. Those aren't new. So we've got the art here, and as we come around to this side of the kitchen, you will notice that I have this gorgeous towel. Let me take this down. I want you to look at this embroidery on this towel. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? That's so pretty. So I have this towel up here just as a decor. And on the curtains, I have this ribbon, and I put the bows on it as well. I gotta fix it a little bit. But yeah, so the bows are matching. And I've got more of that greenery, same as what's in the front family room. And up top, I'll give you a view of what's up top. But this also, you saw the unboxing of it last Christmas. The Real Feel wreath and the Real Feel swag that I unboxed then. So they've made their second Christmas. So I'm going to give you a look at that as well. Finally, before I leave this side so that I can give you a look at the swag, we have this set here. Let me see if I can give you a good close-up look. Pull it out. So as you can see, I have this set here with hand soap and a candle and room spray. Now the candle and the room spray I actually got last year, and I never used it all up, so I brought it back out. And yes, I do use my room sprays and my candles quite a bit. And the hand soap is I got Harry Slack in, and it is, what is it, frozen balsam. So it came in a set of two, so I have it here and in the powder room. Yeah. So it adds that touch of green here in the kitchen as well. All right, guys, I don't know if you can see the swag from where I am, but it is up there. I'm going to stick a clip in that'll give you a close-up look. But this is a look at the counter as a whole with the pops of green and the greenery there, and on the curtains and everything. So, guys, that is it. That is my 2025 Christmas decor. There may be a few things I add along the way, but for the most part, especially here in the kitchen and the family room and dining room, it's done. We have to decorate the tree, of course. And I think the front porch is gorgeous, and it's where I do have those traditional colors, and I really love that front. I do have to add my candles in the window. That's the only thing that's missing that I realized when I was looking at it. I was like, oh, I forgot to put the candles out. But anyway, everything is done. Everything to me looks great. I hope you enjoyed this home tour and my tour of my front porch. All right, guys. Well, that is going to be it for now. That is my 2025 Christmas tour. It is a rare thing for me to show the majority of my downstairs, but I wanted you to see the full picture of what I did for Christmas. I usually show you the decor I do in the family room for the seasons. Although we're a gardening channel, I love to decorate. So for the seasons, so I will typically show when I decorate for spring, summer, fall. But outside of that, I don't really show decorating. We stay with the garden because that's what I love the most. But I wanted you to see what I did for the look, so you can get a feel for the look as a whole and hopefully get some ideas yourself. So guys, if you enjoy this content, please subscribe to the channel, click the notification bell so you can be notified of my upcoming videos. And just thank you for joining me and following me. It has been a year since I did my first gardening video on YouTube. I cannot believe it. So thank you guys who have supported me from the beginning, and all of you new supporters, thank you so much. And we are so close to 1,000 subscribers. So please click that subscribe button so we can get there. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Enjoy your holiday and join me in the garden as we finish up the vegetable garden and get a few more things planted and all that in the next upcoming videos. But until then, have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.